Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. This is another episode of a Chop and Chat. I think it's my third one. So let's get started. Yes, I know I just chopped up a bunch of wax a couple of weeks ago, but I am a person who always likes to have a variety of wax on hand at any time. I never know what mood's going to strike, if I want fall, if I want laundry, if I want fruit, if I want something that I haven't melted yet, you know, all those things. So I just thought I would take the opportunity to chop up some lovely wax here and talk to you guys. So let's get started. I try to set up a little bit higher my camera than I did last time. When I watch this back, if I hate it, I'll fix it for next time. So like I said, I only have this one location here in my kitchen where the lighting is sufficient to film this, so it is what it is. All right. I have quite a few things here. I mean, not a ton, but I have a handful of things I want to get through here. We'll just start in no particular order. This is L3, pecan pie, pumpkin pecan waffles, and sugar cookie royale. This is one of L3's best fall blends in my opinion. And we're in almost the middle of July, so fall will be here before you know it. I just have to sniff him because, first of all, this ghost is so adorable. I love this. And this scent, these shapes are relatively small, so I did buy 2 of these, and this is my second one. I used up the other shape last year, so I'm just going to cut these. I think, you know, I can pretty much get 8 pieces out of a shape, and if I see that it's not quite enough in my warmer, I'll add a little bit more. But this ghost is kind of goofy sized, in my opinion. Goofy shaped, I should say. So we'll just take it from here, and I'll see, you know, how much I need to put in my warmers. This one performs really, really well. Like I said, I've had this blend before. I've melted an entire shape of it. This is a blend I would even want in a scoop. If you watched my empties video yesterday, I talked about how I'm in love with scoops right now. And you know, scoops are easy to store. If I want to take it with me when I travel, I don't travel with a warmer, but when I go back to my dad's house, his lady friend who has passed away 3 years ago, she loved candles and loved wax and all those things. So I have the warmers. There are warmers in that house. I just have never taken wax because I'm there. You know, I'm there. When I go back there, I spend time with my dad, but I'm also visiting the rest of my family and, you know, going and doing things that I don't get to do because I no longer live there. But, you know, that's another reason why I love scoops. They're easy to store. You know, they last a long time, not just performance-wise, but, you know, longevity. You know, I have a scoop. My very first set of scoops I bought from L3, where today is October 3rd. I bought 3 of them. I still have one, and it still works like it was poured yesterday. So this next one here is Dessa. This is Spoonful of Sugar. This is part of her Main Street Memories, which is her Disney-inspired line. This is lemon sugar cookie, waffle cone, vanilla ice cream, and crushed lemon candies. And I will say, Dessa has fantastic lemon. Fantastic lemon. Her lemon bakery is just bar none. I love a good lemon bakery. I know a lot of us out there do. But I have never had Spoonful of Sugar. She sometimes pours these in her soufflés. You know, the decorative fancy soufflés. But this was just, this is a tile. This, if you haven't ordered from Dessa in a while, these are her new her baby cakes. She retired her baby cakes molds. I think she said because they're really hard to clean, you know, with all the little nooks and crannies. If you think about the little baby cakes, the baby soufflés and such that she used to offer, and other vendors have those too, they can get tedious with that. So I understand why she moved to this tile. It's pretty thick, you can see, and I will chop this into 4s because I know that with Dessa's wax, this is a perfect size for me. And I think she's even recommended this, or maybe even a little bit less, but we're going to go with 4 for this guy here. And I'm trying my best not to bump the camera. I should not even open my mouth because Murphy's Law, you know, but I do have my drink here today. I'm drinking Cherry Coke Zero with coconut. I add a little bit of coconut coconut flavoring out here. Coconut flavoring, you know, the drink flavorings. And living here in Utah, it's a mostly dry state. There aren't a lot of alcohol consumption here in the mainstream public, I should say. Closer up to Salt Lake, you know, where there's a little bit more, it's more, I don't want to say more populated, but there's just more variety of different types of people, different ethnicities, different religions and such up in Salt Lake. And so you can find a little bit better mixed drinks and such, you know, official alcoholic drinks up there. Here where I live, it's a little bit more dry just because of the percentage of the church that's dominant in this state. They do not drink alcohol. So I find it's very easy to buy flavored syrups and such here that so for example, when I go back to visit my dad in Pennsylvania, I can't find the flavored syrups on the counter in the grocery stores like I can here. So that is one upside. I get to play barista with my coffee drinks, and I get to have fun with my sodas and such. I hope that makes sense. So not only that, there's a ton of soda or pop. You know, I grew up saying pop, but I've converted to saying soda out here. It's just the nature of, I guess, relocation. There are cookie and drink places out here. And whenever I go to one, I tell Marty I'm going to the bar, because it's you can get a mixed drink just like everything you can everywhere else. It just doesn't have the alcohol in it, and they're lots of fun. My favorite drink has Diet Dr. Pepper or regular Dr. Pepper, raspberry puree, cream or half and half, and coconut. It's fantastic, trust me. So anyways, back to wax. Today is October 3rd, roasted coffee. You know, today is October 3rd, is one of L3's best blends. It's Palo Santo, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Toasted Marshmallow. And this scent here, it's pretty dominant coffee, because roasted coffee, this says toasted coffee, but it's roasted coffee. Roasted coffee is one of her strongest coffee oils. I mean, coffee oil is, no matter what you get, it's a strong oil, because coffee is strong. I love it. But I find roasted coffee is a little bit stronger than coffee bean to my nose. I know some people might not agree with that, but that's how I feel about the coffee. I do have my little, I need to wet my paper towel here to clean off my board. I know I usually try to shop in order, like bakery and fruity and clean and such, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just grabbing and going. Okay, this next one here is Country Corn Maize. This is fresh from Dessa's. This is fresh cornbread baked in a cast iron skillet, smothered in apple butter caramel sauce. Now, if you ordered from her June 17th pre-order, in the fall and winter, she does these adorable, I mean, and these are so stinking cute. Look at that scarecrow. I'll pull it up here a little bit closer. There, it's out of the shadow. Look how cute that is. I mean, come on. And look how thick this is. I mean, her pigmentation here is just beautiful. Dessa has amazing colors. I will say her color creativity and just the products that she uses to color her wax is fantastic. So I'm going to cut this souffle here in 8, I think. I'm just going to cut it down here and then one more like that. There we go. So if I find that this piece isn't big enough, I'll just add a little bit more to it, because, you know, sometimes you see the embed here, it does break off from the main pour, but that's okay. It's just the way it is. So anyways, Dessa offers these beautiful souffles, and I think every scent I wanted that came in the souffle, I got the souffle. Just because these are fun little shapes, and even though, you know, they melt down within minutes to, you know, just melted wax, they're still cute. And I do appreciate her creativity, and she's fantastic. I love Dessa. If you watch me, you know I'm a Dessa fan. Okay, next we have L3. This is Brownie Batter, Coffee Bean, and Coconut Cream Pie. Now, this was a blend request that I requested after I found I absolutely love Brownie Batter. if you watch me, you know I am not an chocolate wax person. I think it's too artificial. It's not pleasing to me. However, brownie batter, I've never had it before until Jen did her last customer creation contest a few months back. I think in April or May, somewhere around there. I bought a blend with brownie batter. It was Boston cream pie, actually, and I do not remember who created the blend. I think I have an idea, but I don't want to say because I don't want to be wrong. So this, I fell in love with that brownie batter. So I requested this. This was after ready to ship, you know, in June. I requested this because I thought, I love coconut coffee and coconut and chocolate, and just, this smells good. This is brownie batter dominant, but there's coffee bean in here because I wanted to see, I love mocha. I love chocolate and coffee. Who doesn't love chocolate and coffee? Chocolate, just, coffee accents chocolate and makes, especially in baking, if you bake, or if you watch any sort of baking shows or such, you see a lot of the professionals add espresso powder or espresso to their chocolate dishes or their chocolate creations that they're making baking. And it's true. It really does accent your chocolate. So whenever I make brownies, I make homemade brownies very sparingly. I do not like homemade brownies. I'm used to the box, and I know that might not be very creative of me, but I've made homemade brownies, and it's tough because you have cakey type brownies, you have fudgy brownies. I'm a fudgy brownie person. My dad loves brownies too. When I went back to see him last year, I think I made five batches of brownies for him, and I put them in the freezer. So anyways, I put espresso powder in my brownie mix, even though it's from the box, and it makes it just all that much better, in my opinion at least. So I'm just going to throw that away. I have a pretty good routine here, guys, so I'm going to take my glasses off for a second. Oh, my allergies are still bad. I think there's a lot of open space out here in Utah and a lot of wind. And sometimes when I go outside, especially if it's windy, I should probably wear a mask on the windy days just because it just flares me up so bad. So I do apologize if I have to pause and, you know, wipe my nose. It's a pain in the ass. I hate it, but it's my life. So, okay. We have Bonfire Bliss, hay, and apple cider. See this guy right here, hay? I adore hay. Oh my goodness, I love hay. I've used hay in several of my customs. Hay gives a sweet, grassy touch to anything you want to put it in. Hay in books are two beautifully complementary oils that go together wonderfully, in my opinion. If you like that, if you like those types of scents. I've talked about books. I'm not going to go in depth about books. I don't have any books blends here anyways. But hay, I love sweetgrass or fresh cut grass, and I love hay. And I thought, okay, Bonfire Bliss, this is another ghost, of course. Bonfire Bliss is a little smoky, and I thought apple cider, when I was looking to choose this blend, you know, from the list of shapes that she had, I thought I'm going to try this because I like the apple cider. Her apple cider oil is fantastic in hay. So right now on cold, this is apple cider, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm going to cut him down in the middle and then do what I did last time. That's a little tiny piece there. So, but I love when I chop wax because a lot of these oils just start to blossom and it just wafts up right into my face, and I love it. It's just, it smells so good, especially some of the really super duper strong blends. Oh, it's fantastic. So I'm anxious to see when she'll start pouring these fall shapes, because I know a lot of us, especially for the pre-orders that are happening right now, a lot of vendors are choosing to offer fall blends, because by the time they get made, the time they get cured, it's time to melt fall, because I know some of you start melting fall in August. As you can see, I melt fall all year, but I try to tone it back in the spring and the summer just because I do melt it so heavily in the fall and the winter. I do love fall. Fall is probably my favorite Not probably my favorite. I'm not talking like bakery, fruity, etc. I'm talking seasonal. Fall is it. I mean, there are some good winter scents too, but fall is fantastic. I love fall. So there's that. Okay, next we have another shape. This is Island Punch. This was a customer creation winner also. This is Tangerine Dreams, Strawberry, Raspberry Guava, and Dole Whip. On cold, I'm going to dry this just a little bit more. Still see it's a little damp. Okay. On cold, this is Dominant Dole Whip. You have to like Dole Whip to like this blend. So even if you don't like Dole Whip, I do. My nose picks up a little bit on the raspberry guava. Guava's strong too. You could always add extra fruit to this. You could add strawberry. I'd even add watermelon. You can add pineapple. I mean, if you don't, that doesn't make sense if you don't like pineapple, but you know what I mean. Add another fruit to it, or even add something like whipped cream or vanilla ice cream, just to add that creamy component. I think that would work in my opinion. So, trying to keep it in line here. Yesterday in my empties videos, I was talking about Hollywood childhood crushes. So somebody commented, if you haven't watched my empties video, I was talking about a scent that was a flower, and I got talking about how the name Rose was appropriate for Kate Winslet's character in Titanic, and then I talked about how I was in love with Leonardo DiCaprio when I was 13 years old. Because that's when all the good movies came out in the late 90s, and all the sexy men, I think, somebody said Paul Walker, and I thought, oh man, yes, he was gorgeous, rest in peace. And then I said Heath Ledger, oh, rest in peace, fantastic actor, but he was not hard to look at. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh my gosh, I've seen that movie probably 70 times in my life. I love that movie. It never gets old. Never, ever, ever gets old. So next we have, so why I brought that up is now I'm in the rabbit hole of wanting to watch all of my old 90s movies. Back when it's like I'm living in the 90s, because I've been listening to 90s music for a couple of months. I love 90s. I love grunge. I love alternative. I love just that transition into the hot pop. You know, when Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all of those guys came onto the scene. I mean, that was prime time. So that's what I was thinking about. So now I watched 10 Things I Hate About You again last night, so make it 81 times I've seen that movie, or 71 times I've seen that movie. I love it. Oh, Patrick Verona, he's perfect. So, anyways, this next one is Swanky Coffee, Cozy Mittens, and Cozy Vanilla Cream. Now, I ordered Jeannie's coffee sampler from her last pre-order from last week. I'm so excited to get it because it's 7 soufflés, full soufflés of her coffee blends, and I just cannot wait. So I'm going to cut this. This is a strong blend already. It's pretty coffee dominant to my nose, but I do get a little bit of, I think Cozy Mittens has pumpkin pecan waffles in it and something else. That's a blend of hers. It's coffee, it's bakery coffee. So I'm going to cut this into pieces of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to cut these two guys right here. I like this larger chopper because I can go in, so like even that guy here, I could maybe take a little piece off of him. I like that I can go in and I can just cut. I know some of you use a smaller chopper, and that's great. I have a smaller chopper, but I find I have more control with my hand, so I'm less likely to have a casualty finger-wise if I have a larger, more balanced chopper, I mean. That's my main goal when I chop wax, is to not cut my finger. I'd have to go to the emergency room and see one of the ortho docs. So, okay, next we have, this is Sassy Girl Aroma, Beach Surfin'. This is Surf's Up, which I'm not really sure exactly what's in Surf's Up, with beach nights. So, I saw, somebody commented on one of my videos within the last day that Teddy B's beach nights and Sassy Girl beach nights smell the same to her. Sassy Girl, Julie has told me that she has her oil made just for her beach nights. And I think, to my nose, Teddy B's has a little bit more of salty in it. Not as salty as L3's, but just a little bit more salty in it. But Tiffany has a great beach nights. I love her beach nights. I just personally prefer Julie's offering of beach nights. So this one here, I didn't tell you how it smells. It has, I think there's coconut in it because it does have a little bit of a coconut tropical vibe mixed with the beach nights. So hopefully that's what I get on warm too. Okay, next we have Cafe Cubano Hazelnut Coffee Mate Coffee Creamer and White Chocolate Raspberry Truffle. This one was a blend when Christy and Tam and I, we are admin, moderators, whatever you want to call it, for L3. Sometimes we help with the blends that are being offered in samplers. And this was one that Christy came up with because Jen was telling us how the white chocolate raspberry truffle goes really good with a couple of these other blends here, or something like that. We talk about a lot of things, so maybe that conversation happened, though. I do remember it. So this one here, the dominant note, I love this beautiful pink. The dominant note in this is the white chocolate raspberry truffle. I don't get white chocolate per se. White chocolate is not chocolate to me, so it doesn't smell like traditional chocolate does. But the raspberry truffle complements that hazelnut beautifully. So let's chop into this, and usually once I cut down into a bunt here, I can start to smell the oils just start to bloom. I cut these bunts, as I'm sure you've seen, into pieces of 6. These are the perfect pieces. Yeah, this is going to be raspberry dominant, but it is like it's chocolate raspberry, but it's good. It's not artificial. That was one thing I was worried about with this blend because you know how I am. The truffle, but the white chocolate raspberry truffle, who knows? It could be. It's probably a white chocolate truffle, but I think truffle, I think chocolate, but that's not necessarily true. But this one here, I get a little bit of the hazelnut. I don't get too much of the Cafe Cubano, but there is a coffee note in it. It's just very, very mild to my nose. But I'm excited to melt that one. I like to have a lot of stuff chopped up, ready to go, because sometimes I get bored with the scent I'm melting, not because I hate it and I want to get rid of it or I don't like it. It's just I want to melt something else. I love having variety. I always like to have something to choose from if I can. So just cleaning up these little shards here. Okay. Midnight Lace. This is Rose Girls. This was part of the Halloween sampler from last year. This is bergamot, lavender moss, sandalwood, and vanilla lace. So you know this guy is going to be masculine because of that bergamot. So this is such, that headstone says Happy Halloween on it. I love this. This is so cute. Jenny's mom, Kathy, from, I think she changed her company from Scoopable Tart Wax to I don't remember what she changed her company name to, but anyway, she had a pre-order last week, and she is doing a Halloween sampler and using some of the same shapes as Jenny has in hers from, Rose Girls. So this one, I know, I've seen this shape. She poured this in. Her Halloween sampler this year is going to be her 3 cakes blends, which is Cupcakes at Tiffany's, Yellow Cake, and Birthday Cake. So I'm going to chop these here into half because this is already strong. It's right up in my nose. I'll keep that piece like that. So this one here, I like this already. It's beautiful on cold. It's just going to be, oh, that's fantastic. I really, really like that. Really, really like that. So that's chopped up. Whoops, sorry guys. Knocked my soap down into the sink. Casualty of trying to do stuff from the other side of the sink. So we are going, hopefully, on Saturday to the farmer's market up in Salt Lake. I love the large, they have a super large farmer's market in Salt Lake, and in a park called Pioneer Park. It's kind of a centralized location. They have tons of vendors up there. I am excited because it's July and there'll start to be produce up there. I want to get another jar of local honey because, you know, local honey, it tends to help my allergies in the spring and the fall when they peak. But I'm eating local honey every day to try to build my immunity up to some of the pollen that's out here. I'm taking a drink of my drink. Okay. It's another hot one out here today. It's going to be 96 today. Okay. Give me all the carbs. This is fresh baked bread, zucchini bread, cinnamon sugar, and pretzel. This was another customer creation winner. So, just chopping this here like I did before. This one here on cold has a really heavy cinnamon sugar scent. I hope on warm some of the bread, and actually as I'm chopping this, I can smell the zucchini bread and I can smell the bread, and I'm happy about that because that's a little big of a piece. I'm not crazy about cinnamon sugar. In fact, I don't really care for it alone. I bought a trig tart of it because I just really wanted to see what it was like alone. And it's not for me. I like it mixed in blends. It's kind of like cupcakes at Tiffany's. I don't care for it alone, but I like it in blends. So this one here, I'm excited to melt. I love me bakery stuff. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, next we have, I brought a lot of L3 down today. I have a lot of L3. Let's do Swanky next again. I have one more Swanky. This is buttery toast and jam and pink sugar cookies. This was part of her buttery toast and jam sampler from actually December 2022. So whenever she offered it, probably I would say October or so. I don't know if this was the pre-order where she was running super late. I don't remember. Swanky in general just seems to run late a lot, so I don't remember if this was one of those or not, but that doesn't really matter, I guess. Let's get these. I cut these into pieces of 8 just because buttery toast and jam, if you haven't had it before, it's such a strong blend. It's so delicious too. I love it. So, so, so good. So delicious. One of the drink places I was telling you about here earlier that does cookies and drinks, So Delicious is actually one of the names, and I just put that back into the cup like that. But it's not, it's SODALICIOUS, So Delicious. Haha. So they make it cute. So this one here, the lid cracked on this, I just noticed. So I'll put this into a poly bag when I take it upstairs. I don't want that to lose its scent. I'm working on a loaf right now of Swanky buttery toast and jam strawberry pound cake. And it's basically buttery toast and jam because it's such a strong oil. It takes over every blend it's in my opinion. Next we have fruit salad. This is a 2-pack bunt from L3. Why I got this one is, I don't know if it's cherry dominant or exactly what. I'm going to ask Jen and Trish what the notes are actually for this oil, because I'm pretty sure this is a single oil, but I would love to know what fruits are in the fruit salad, because I'm not getting melon. I'm getting strong cherry. But there's orange in here too. I'm getting citrus vibes too. So I'll ask and see, and then when I talk about this down the road, I can give you more information about that. I love bunts. Bunts and scoops are my favorite shapes, I think. Okay. All right, next we have, I'm going to do I'm going to do those scents last because they're kind of strong. Coconut milk, sweet lavender, L3. Why I wanted this one is I love coconut milk and lavender. That is a single oil, coconut milk and lavender. And it's a little nostalgic for me because it was my very first scent I ever had that I melted, and it made me look at vendor wax a little bit deeper than just, oh, people hand make this stuff and, you know, what's so good about it? You know, it kind of changed my life. I don't want to say that because that's kind of a little drastic saying, but I do not even look at Walmart wax anymore. I don't have a desire to, because I love vendor wax so much. I haven't bought a candle in a long time either from Bath & Body Works. But this scent here, even though this is coconut milk mixed with lavender, it's just not the single oil. I love this because if you like coconut milk, it gives a little bit of creamy. It gives a creamy component to it. There it went. And it's not, it's coconut, yes, but it's coconut milk. So it's got that cream aspect to it, which I absolutely, absolutely love. Need to wipe my hands off here. They get a little waxy too. Oh, okay. Next we have, we'll go ahead and do this one. Apple cinnamon, cinnamon sugar, coffee beans, zucchini bread. L3. This is my next request for a loaf. Not a loaf, sorry. I'm not buying loaves anymore. A scoop. Already out of the bag. I can already smell it, and it is fantastic. It's so good. I have 2 of these little loaves, but I love zucchini bread. I cut this. I love zucchini bread and chocolate, and the cinnamon sugar in here just accents the apple so much. I'm not too worried about the cinnamon sugar, me not liking it in this blend. I like it blended with things. So I cut that into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I cut this in half because these little pieces here, this is a strong blend, so I'm not going to need a whole hunk of a piece. Oh, I can't wait to get this going. This would be perfect for fall. A perfect fall blend. It kind of smells, it has apple cinnamon. It's got a little bit of that comforting scent that a lot of us, you know, grew up with in our homes, especially if your mom had, I don't want to say potpourri, but if she had, you know, my mom growing up, she had the bowls of potpourri sitting around and always had apple cinnamon. So that's something that, you know, just triggers something in my mind, like scent does all the time for people. Okay. These loaves here, sometimes they can make a little bit of a mess. That's why I have a wax-only chopping board. Okay. Mulled cider tart, cranberry, and orange. Oh, this one, I was downstairs the other day and I was looking around in my wax and I saw this and I thought, oh, I'm going to get him out because I'm going to cut that down. Okay, this, oh man, all of these guys here are super strong. So this is a beautiful, beautiful combination of orange, cider. The cider is just so rich in here, and cranberry. Oh, this is fall to the max, baby. Fall to the max. Okay. Next, I have another shape here. This is Dominican Republic. This is exotic blend of pineapple and coconut with vanilla sandalwood. This one was a wild card for me. I love coconut and pineapple, of course, but blended with vanilla sandalwood, I wasn't quite sure. So it smells good. I mean, it's a tropical blend. Vanilla sandalwood does smell good. I'm noticing anymore lately, sandalwood, I could take it or leave it. So that's why this one, I call this one a wild card. But it's good. I like this one on cold. We'll have to see how he does on warm. I probably could have cut those in a little bit bigger pieces, but it's all right. this paper towel here. Okay. So next we'll do another vendor. This is Second and Spruce. This is What the Melon Rita. This is muddled watermelon, sugar, and lime margarita. Second and Spruce is a new to me vendor. I've purchased from Erica. Erica Kane is the name of the owner. She's from Pittsburgh. Hometown girl for me. I purchased from her once. She's getting ready, I think, on the 28th of July. She's going to be having a ready to ship with some of her sellouts, which are her blends in the past that have sold out. And her blend, excuse me, her group is growing very rapidly right now, and she's just in that learning phase of trying to figure out how much product does she need to pour to prevent sellouts and upset customers and all of that stuff. But I purchased from her once. I do have a video on my channel if you're interested in that. I am melting I got a couple of shape bags. I am melting Jam and Java, which is raspberry jam and coffee, and it is phenomenal. Oh my goodness, is it good. And then I'm working on pink milk and cookies, which is her milk and cookies blend and pink sugar. So this one here has got a lot of love in the group. I know April Lee and Catherine King really like this blend here. So I grabbed a loaf. I love the texture of her wax. Oh, it's just, I wish you could see the oil in my hands here. It's just wafting up in my nose, this delicious combination of lime and watermelon. My husband, if you watch me, you know he doesn't like lime. So I'm going to see how he does with this one here. Her wax chops like butter. This is like Teddy Bees. Teddy Bees wax chops like butter. If you know, if you buy Teddy Bees, you know that. But this is going to be a strong blend too. So I'm chopping that down in 14 pieces. So this is just going to be phenomenal. Oh man, is that good on cold. Holy cow. So if you're interested, she's also on the July 28th. She's also doing a couple of samplers. She's going to do her raspberry jam, which is good raspberry jam. It's like Vintage Chic's raspberry jam, if you are a fan of that. And she's also going to be doing a carnival sampler, which I love carnival blends. I have one of her, the wax is sticky, that's why I'm trying to put it in individual pieces. I have one of her, I think it's carnival, caramel apple something. I don't remember the blend of it, but it is great on cold. Oh, it's going to be chopped up next in my next chopping video. So that's Second and Spruce. I have one more Second and Spruce loaf here, mini loaf. This is raspberries at Tiffany's. This is cupcakes at Tiffany's and raspberry puree. Catherine is an admin for this group, and I asked her if raspberry puree is the same as her raspberry jam. She thinks they're the same. I'm not sure. The raspberry puree, because some of the other stuff says raspberry jam. But nonetheless, this, I think it's the same, because this raspberry, honestly, it's just like VCS raspberry. So got that out of there. I like how these are so pretty. You know, I'm not a glitter fan, but this is kind of like Teddy Bee vibes to me, the bigger, chunky glitter, which isn't so bad. I mean, I clean my warmers out. I try to every week. Sometimes it goes every 2 weeks, but hey, it is what it is. I'm chopping these here in 14 pieces again. And if I see when I start to melt this, if I need a little bit more, I'll just, I mean, you could break this with your fingers. It's so soft. This is fantastic. I love soft wax. And if you are in the group and you're thinking about giving her a try, give her a try. Her wax performs beautifully in my home. It throws well. I can smell it I can smell it through a closed door. I'll tell you that. It's strong. And I have a sample that I talked about in my empties video yesterday, Sippin' on Summer. It's pink lemonade and ginger ale, and that one was really, really, really good too. I wonder if that one will be in her her ready to ship that she's going to be having on the 28th. She hasn't announced her list yet. She just announced the date within the last couple of days for sure. Okay, The rest of the ones I have here are L3, so I'll just keep going here. Pumpkin pecan waffles, birthday cake, and sugar cookie royale. I mean, who's not to love it? What's not to love about this one? This one reminds me of Rolling Pin from Sassy Girl Aroma. It's not quite Rolling Pin. Rolling Pin is a fantastic, simple, fantastic bakery blend. But this one, it's a year old, so I've got through, I think, 99% of my 2021 wax. So now I'm just looking for wax that's right at that year, or, you know, the earlier part of 2022, or, you know, the later part. So this one, I mean, I'll see how it performs on warm. Right now, it's a lighter blend. It's not crazy dominant pumpkin pecan waffles, which is strong. So hopefully some of that cookie and that cake will bloom on warm. Hope so. It will. Jen has a fantastic pumpkin pecan waffles oil. I have a ton of pumpkin pecan waffle blends. So, okay, anything else that's kind of... We'll do this one. This is a chunk, of course. This is blue raspberry. Well, blue Hawaiian, blue raspberry, jello, and lemon curd. Lemon curd is crazy strong, but I can smell the blue Hawaiian and a little bit of that raspberry in here, honestly. These chunks are so thick. I love these chunks. These are fantastic. I'm so glad that they've decided to offer chunks again. I hope it's a regular thing, because sometimes you want a little bit more than a mini loaf. Sometimes you want a little bit more than a puppy pack. I mean, this is probably the equivalent of a mini loaf, I would say. But sometimes you just want a little bit more. But you don't want a loaf. So, we'll see here. This is messy. Her chunks do get messy, but that's okay. Just concentrating here. Those pieces are okay. Okay. My Super Tarts, the Fake and Bake pre-order from May 9th. Well, that's when May something. May 9th is when I think May 9th. Early May. We'll say that. I think that's what my email said. I got notification on my shop app last night that my label has been printed for the Fake and Bake pre-order. So those of you that have been wondering what's happening with it, there's movement on her side from the Fake and Bake pre-order, which I know it was huge for Brandy. You know, her changing her business model. Oops, sorry guys. Damn, I almost made it the whole time without knocking the damn camera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But Brandy changing her business model has really, is teaching her a lot of things and what her limits are in terms of how much she can pour, how much she can store, and all of those things. So I think she's going to have to scale back a little bit more in terms of what she's able to take on. That's just my opinion from what I've gathered with some of the posts and some of the comments that she's made. So that one's chopped up there. I have a couple more here. We'll do tobacco. Oh, I love tobacco. Tobacco, warm vanilla sugar, and black amber. I think this was somebody's custom, but I could be wrong. But I love tobacco, so thank you to whoever requested this or whoever's custom this is. I love warm vanilla sugar. This next blend I'm going to chop up is actually a custom of mine. If you watched my custom video from the fall, it was my blend Johnny and Jack's. So that's what's coming up next. But this one here, I cut these into 4s, obviously. The black amber is pretty dominant because it's got a little bit of the sweetness from the warm vanilla sugar, which is of course a Bath and Body Works blend, and it does have body care-esque properties to it, the warm vanilla sugar, but I love warm vanilla sugar. It's just got a little bit of caramel to it, a little bit of sweetness to it. It's better than Vanilla Bean Noel in my opinion, in terms of you're looking for a little bit of vanilla. It's a little more comforting and cozy and creamy. I love amber too, so we'll see how this one performs on warm. Okay. Okay. This next one, this is the one, this was my custom. This is tobacco, Dark Night Bay rum, Egyptian amber, and coconut milk. I was trying, the inspiration for this was Johnny Depp's character in Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, excuse me, and Charlie Hunnam's character in Sons of Anarchy, Jax Teller. Charlie Hunnam, oh, I love Charlie Hunnam. He's so handsome, and Sons of Anarchy is one of my favorite, if not my favorite television shows I've watched in my whole entire life. The writing is just brilliant. The character development is brilliant. The storylines are fantastic. So anyways, I was thinking about what would these two characters smell like, and I obviously took the cigarettes out of the picture because tobacco does not smell like cigarettes. Tobacco is the sweet tobacco, the cigar tobacco. It's masculine, sophisticated, versatile. I love tobacco. It's so good. This one here, oh, it's different. It is different. So this might not be everybody's cup of tea, this blend, but that's the beauty with customs, is you can make just about anything that you want. So, 2 more loaves here. These are 2 of my, one of the customer creation contests last year, last summer. These were 2 of my winners here. Namaste. This is coconut, bamboo, and beach grass. What I was going with this was a relaxing spa-like scent. And if you are familiar with bamboo, bamboo is a very strong oil. I'm thinking of doing, for my next set of customs, I'm going to do cucumber and bamboo. I love cucumber. Oh, that's another one that doesn't get enough attention, is cucumber. Cucumber and bamboo. But anyways, this one here, it's got that warm coconut. This is a strong blend, so I'm going to do this in 7 too. Well, 14, but you know, cut it down into 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a little, yeah, no, it looks okay. It's got the coconut quality to it, but it also has, oh, it's got bamboo, which is fresh. It's watery. It's kind of like fresh bamboo from Bath and Body Works, if you've ever had it. Hell is strong. It'll knock you down. It's, oh, and namaste, because you know namaste in yoga is a phrase they say. I don't remember exactly what namaste means, but my yoga teacher would be mad at me. But anyways, I love that blend. I've had that. I bought 2 little mini loaves of that. It hasn't been poured since that time last year. And this last one here is Peachy Clean. This is cotton sheets, clothespins, peach nectar, and raspberry whip. I was going for fruity laundry. If you watched my channel over the course of the last 2.5 years that I've been doing my videos, I have said many, many times, I love fruity laundry. Peach and watermelon with laundry, raspberry with laundry, blueberry with laundry. It's all good in my book. So this one here, oh, that peach is just, why I picked peach nectar. Peach nectar and her gummy peach rings, L3's oil, is some of the strongest, most authentic peach scents I've ever had out there in wax. And I'm just excited to get this one melting. I can smell the peach. It's just like, it's almost peach season, you know, August or so, the end of July, beginning of August. I love peaches. Peaches and watermelon are my favorite fruits. So I have me a watermelon I need to chop up here next. So anyways, that's my most recent, I should say, episode of Chop and Chat. I'll probably do another one at the end of the month, going into August, or maybe in August, we'll see. But hope you enjoyed this one here. Sorry for bumping the camera, and I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend, and well, rest of the weekend and week ahead. Stay cool, it's a hot one out there, and I'll see you soon.